we have taught them that they needed to pray. They needed to learn how to pray themselves. At times, when they are going for interviews, when they are going for exam, they say, "Daddy, mommy, pray for me." And we say, "Look, you don't have prayer contractors here. You need to pray yourself. You need to pray, and we can join you in praying. Pray as if everything depends on God, and act as if everything depends on you. You see, God will not do for you what you can do for yourself. You need to vote with your faith. 2 Corinthians 12:9 said, "For my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." When you are weak, when you are not there, that is when God shows strong for you. Now, in moving forward, there are about 5 basic principles for which we are going to underpin it. One of that is that there are no two children that are the same. All kids are unique in their own way, and I will ask my wife to shed some light on that. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, no two children are the same. So we will be making a great mistake if you're comparing your children with other children outside or even in your own family. No two of the children are the same. Some are self-motivated, others you need to prop them up, you need to prompt them. Some are early starters, others are late starters. Some are very competitive, others are not competitive in a very healthy sense. Some children, you find them even amongst themselves. You give them a small sum or question in their house, and you will see them racing. One wants to get it before the other. But that is children for you. So we really need to be aware of that to start off with.
Thank you. You see, within our own family ourselves, we experience this amongst them. I recall very well in Vienna, I gave a word problem that needed to be converted into quadratic equation before it could be solved. I gave it to 2 of them, and the junior one got it. The senior was so upset that she didn't even come down for dinner. She stayed upset until she was able to get the same problem, to solve it. So some are like that, whereas we do have some children that competitiveness may not even be in their gene. They are just a little bit laid back, but in a very early way. Also, in terms of multitasking, there are some children that can do many things at the same time. We have within our family one that will only focus on one thing at a time, and that does not necessarily mean it's bad. You see, so we identify that and we are able to support them along that line.
Yes, multitasking. Once you know them for who they are, you cannot ask a child that you know is having exams coming up and you are telling him about driving lesson. Just forget it. You cannot, let me finish this one and then I'll move to the other one. But meanwhile, another one is able to combine both and say, no, I'm going to do the test. This driving test, they're giving me test, this exam, but I'm going to try and manage it. They are 2 different children. So we really need, as parents, to identify each child's temperament and ability, and we encourage them accordingly. The next principle that we're going to look at is communicating and engaging with the children. Communicating and engaging with them.
Yes, this is also extremely important that we communicate and engage them very early in life. There are some scientists that say that before the age of 12, they are more amenable, they are able to assimilate things. Now, we need to be very open-minded in dealing with them, in dealing with children. open mind. Don't show unnecessary surprise. Otherwise, they won't be able to have confidence and trust in dealing with you. Show them that you love them unconditionally, irrespective of whatever they did, that you still love them. Get them involved in decision making, especially in aspects that concerns them. They always appreciate it's natural that when someone is involved in decision making, they bought into it, they see that they're part of it, and they are able to move forward with that. Sometimes we may have to overrule them anyway, despite the fact that to get them involved, you may have to overrule them. I have a few examples I will give you. In the choice of schools, we did our own homework, our own research on schools, and we presented it to them. We line up the top schools and asked them, are you interested in this school? They said, yes. Okay. And then one of them, we then narrowed it down to two. The topmost, perhaps one of the topmost girls' schools in this country. That first one and the second one. And then we said, you have a choice. She then picked another one, the second one. I said, why? He said, because of the uniform. I said, I see. How can you base your decision on school uniform? We are looking at the result, the grade, and everything. We overruled her there. Okay, so that's one example. Another one was going to a prep school. When we visited the prep school, they didn't know that we are African people. They started showing us snakes. They went into one cabinet. So this are snakes from Africa. This is snake from Australia. They started, and in their brochure, they have some of the children having snake around their neck and everything. They thought they were impressing us. But from the beginning, I was already put off. Now, we asked our son about the choice. We went to another school, a normal one. And you won't believe me, the boy wanted to go to the snake school. So we overruled him straight away. So that is another example. You get them involved, but at the same time, you still hold on to the final decision. You are working together, but there is some control there. It's not just another one. Another one gained admission to Oxford University. Straight A's, everything. And then at some point, midway, she says she wants to take to London. We said, why? Oh, because I have more friends in London. That is no go. If you advance something more tangible, maybe programmatic or something, you will understand. You want to take to London because of friends. These are some of your friends that even applied to Oxford, you didn't get in. Anyway, we overruled them. So, in as much as we involve them, we should also note that there's a line we have to draw where we have to. Other aspect of it is that we need to show discipline ourselves. We need to be very organized. Children, they look at us, they observe us. For me, and they know first in the morning, we go into our study, decide on what we want to do in the day, what is important. We look at our diary, we look at our program, and they observe. Anywhere we live, we stay, there's always a desk, a lamp on the table, and a calendar in front of us. So they observe and know that these are things that their parents do, and that discipline, they inculcated them into themselves as well. I will now ask my wife to speak on the third aspect, which is spending time with the children. That is the third aspect. We've talked about 2 points. This is the third point now. Thank you.
Yeah, it's very important to spend time with the children. And This is it's easy to do. You have weekends, you can go on weekend family outings, you have bank holidays, you can, and there's so many places. As we're blessed in this country that there are so many places that you can take these children to. And there is no outing that is not educational when you look at it. When you take them Tower Hill, they see things. You take them to, so many places that you can take them to. And then you have family break holidays. And in this country also, when you for holidays, it doesn't have to be external, taking them internationally, so many staycation holiday places. But the important thing there is that you are together. You are watching, they are watching you, they see you, you do things together. It is very crucial. Alton Towers, Top Park, so many places. So you really want to build that into your yearly program. Where are we going to be visiting this year? You can't be here and people will come to visit from Nigeria and then they go to places. You that are here, you haven't seen any of them. You are walking round the clock. It's not going to work. And when you take them out, it's also important when they come back, write an essay. Write something on what you have seen. Write something on where we've been and what that helps them in their writing skills. So it's all little things. You are spending time with them. You are increasing their knowledge as well. So it is really important and very crucial when we make time. We have to consciously make the time. When there are days off or weekends, just make sure you plan things around them. Whenever you are free, try and free up your time during when the children are off so that you can spend time, effective time with them, and you are there with them. Not that you are there and you are not there. So because that is also an issue. And these children know when you are not there. When you are talking to them and they're talking to you and you're like, okay, yes, did you say, okay, but they know you haven't had them. So we really need to be present and we need to be there when we're really planning time to spend time with the children.
Okay, thank you. Another very important thing with spending time with the children is that these days and age, you have opportunity to work from home. You have a lot of flexibility, and now, even maybe not at that time, even people, men go on maternity leave now, whatever, paternity leave as well. We didn't have that during our time, so there's a lot of opportunities there. And also, you have to look for favorable time when they are interested in discussing with you. You have to create that enabling environment for them. You see, for me, we knew that there are some things that you have to do them at the right time. You need to invest time in the kids at the right time. See, nothing great comes quickly. It takes time to mature and to invest in them. From our personal experience, I recall that I turned down promotion in New York when I was in Vienna to take up a higher position in New York. Because Vienna at that time, for us, was a family duty station. And I could drop the kids at school and get to the office under 30 minutes. I won't be able to do that in New York ever, no way. Also, I had the opportunity of going to Rome. I still turned it down. I stayed in Vienna because we were able to get home together, do homework with them, mark their homework. In fact, one was very much ahead in the homework we were giving them that we discovered that we couldn't cope with marking them. She was ahead of us. And it was when we were moving that we discovered a lot of work she had done that we never marked. So that is one thing we need to know. Also, opportunity to go to the school and spend time with the teachers to know your kid. Also, from my own personal experience, when my wife had the pharmacy in London, she had the choice of staying in London while we were in Vienna. And I said, look, I can't get 3-4 kids ready to go to school every morning. You've got to be here yourself. So instead of, it had a big reduction on our profitability by engaging a full-time manager to manage the pharmacy while she was with the kids in London. I worked with someone called Bill many years ago, and I think I've shared this experience before. Bill used to work for IBM International. He was in Holland, he was in Vancouver, Paris, Moscow, everywhere in the world. And at times, he would come to Gatwick. The wife would bring a fresh cloth to him and take back the old clothes back home. He was doing this for so many years. And when he was about to retire at the age of like 58, he came to London and worked together. He said he discovered that he and his boys were strangers. He discovered they've never gone on holidays together. He's never attended their parents-teachers meeting. And at one time, he said he picked one up from the station. They drove home for about 15 minutes. There was almost no conversation. They only have conversation when his wife was there. And when they got home, the boy just stayed maybe a minute or two with him in the living room and went into his room. They were strangers. And he said if he had money today, he would buy it back. But that relationship is not there. So spending time with them at the right time is extremely. You can always make money another time, but you cannot always make the relationship anytime you like. There is a particular time that you need to commit to that. So we now move on to the fourth one, which is about education. And I will ask my wife to recommend that. Thank you.
Education, education, education. We need to be intentional in what schools that we get these children into. You have to do your research well. If you know you want to get a result, you want the best results from them, you need to do the research well. There's so many schools around. You sit down, look at them. What are you able to afford? There are schools that are not fee paying, but they are still selective. So you need to work on the children to be able to get them into very good schools, grammar schools, good academic schools, so many. And let them also be a part of the decision making. Show them this and this, these are the schools we are looking at, and are you going to be interested in any of these? And let them see the pros and cons of all the schools as well. But we have to be ready to invest in their education, because you get what you pay for. If you see from reports from the schools, or maybe they are lacking in this part, or this child is not doing well in this, we have to be able to, prop up whatever they are doing in school, in terms of maybe you want to, if you are able to, you spend you put in the time yourself with the children. If you know you are capable to teach them in any of the subjects that they are weak in, or you invest in extra tutorials for them, so that the children can, come up to the level. When our children were growing up, we used this series, Bond series, very good, and particularly verbal reasoning and quantitative reasoning. Those two topics, apart from maths, English, and all the subjects, but the verbal reasoning, quantitative reasoning, they're very good. It helps these children to come up. So, probably heard my husband say some of these are the Bond series, we buy them and we just do them. A lot of the books have answers also. So you don't really have to be thinking of, oh, what's the answer? You get the books, get the answers to them, and once the children do them, you mark them. And it helps them, it really builds up, strength into them in the verbal and quantitative reasoning books. And a lot of the schools, especially the ones that are selective, when they go for these exams, these are the things that taught them. When they've gone through these books, you cannot, the teachers will come and tell you, oh, they're very strong, oh, they're very good. These are the books that foster the strength and everything that they need to get on, especially when you are not talking about 11 plus, when they are now moving higher in the education. We need to put in the time, put in the fund, give them extra help if you think they are needing it, from whatever you get from the teachers in school to support them, and they will get up to where we want them to be. Also, we have summer schools sometimes. I don't know whether they still do them, but there are summer schools at times in some of the places, as Cambridge Experience, and where they meet people, they gain different knowledge from what they normally have in their normal schools, but they meet and they socialize and interact with a different set of children.
Thank you very much for that. Just to buttress a point about the developing confidence in themselves. After they've done